गौरंगी बेंगलुरु लक्ष्मण भगवान की जय, भगवान गौर निताय की जय, मंदिर तुलसी महारानी की जय, श्री गोस्वामी गुरु परम की जय, पतित श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, इस्कॉन गुरु वृंद की जय, उपस्थित भक्त वृंद की जय. With their blessings, let's get started. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeah, prayers we have done, Prabhu. Okay, so we are in Bhagavad-gītā as it is, chapter 4, text 3 and 4. Let's recite the verses. Sa evayam maya teadhya yoga proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hyetaduttamam. Can someone please read the translation? Mataji's Prabhu, anybody?
Can I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. This very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Next sloka, please, Prabhu. Okay. Arjuna uvacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvatah katam etat vijaniyam tvam adau proktavaniti. Can someone else read the translation, the fourth verse? Mataji's Prabhu, anybody?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can I read it?
Mataji.
Arjuna said, the sun god Vivasvan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed the science to him? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you.
Mataji, thank you. So, yeah, Prabhu, you can stop sharing the screen. Thank you, Prabhu. So, now we are beginning the fourth chapter. So, yesterday's 4.1, 4.2 we saw. So, in that, Lord is saying about the importance of disciplic succession. So, how this knowledge was passed down, how this knowledge was passed down by kings to their descendants and further to in a disciplic succession as a one king to another king, it was said. So, initially, Lord said he has given this knowledge to he had given this knowledge to Vivaswan. He instructed this knowledge to sun god Vivaswan. Then from there it came to Manu. From Manu, it further passed on to Ikshvaku. And then the chain of disciplic succession was passed on. But in due course of time, it was the chain appears to be broken and the science appears to be lost. So this knowledge, so he is repeating that. He's repeating that and he is again setting a new chain here. So he has chosen Arjuna for that medium. So Arjuna is put into that position where he is not able to understand anything. Though he is a devotee and he knows everything about the Lord and about everything he knows, but still he was put into such a situation. So here in the next second and third verses we see that. So Lord says why he has chosen Arjuna. That's a very important point. In throughout Bhagavad-gītā 3 to 4 places we see that why Lord is giving this knowledge. So he says I have given the in the 9, 10, 11 chapters I have given the knowledge so far which is best knowledge, better knowledge. Now let me give you the best knowledge because you are my devotee. You never envy. You are not envious of me. You are my devotee. So I am giving you this knowledge. So that point is very important. So he's saying you are my great devotee. So I have chosen you. So Arjuna was chosen here to give this knowledge because he was a devotee. He was a friend of the Lord and he was never envious of the Lord. Because of the envy only we are all away from the Lord. So Lord is saying because Arjuna is not envy, he's been given this knowledge. So if we also have to understand this knowledge, what we are reading or what we are hearing every day, if we have to understand this, then we have to have the mercy of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord and the mercy of the devotees and the mercy of the spiritual master. When we have that, we can become a devotee and we can slowly through sadhana bhakti we get to a raga bhakti stage, a later stage where we understand the mellow. So one of the 5 rasas we can have with the Lord, whether it's parental or that's madhurya, vatsalya, any one of the rasa we can have with the Lord. So that's a later stage, but initially we have to have a serving attitude towards the Lord, and the greatness, the Lord is great, we have to serve him. That initially it starts with that. When over a period of time, when we continuously, eventually we go to that stage. So here Arjuna has become that, Arjuna has come to that stage of friendly dealing with the Lord. So eventually when we follow this path of sadhana bhakti, we also may come to that stage. So here the main quality is being given, that is the devotee of the Lord, and he's a friend of the Lord. And in further chapters we see that Lord says, I am giving you this knowledge because you are never envious of me. So in the previous chapter, so the entire first six chapters, the entire first set of 6 chapters, if we see, that speaks of multiple options. So Lord is giving different options, is giving karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga. It is being given different options, but more stress is given to the karma yoga aspect. So in the first 6 chapters, the last 6 chapters, as we know, it speaks of jnana, the knowledge which acquires. So it's not separate. This both first 6 chapter and last 6 chapter help us to understand the middle 6 chapter and perform that. That is bhakti yoga. So here in the first initial, this thing is giving different options. So karma he speaks of, and little bit of jnana and dhyana meditation, everything he speaks. So in the 4th chapter, he speaks of that transcendental knowledge and how to receive that. The reception medium, he's saying it is not just anybody's anybody write a commentary and we read it, we get misguided. So we have to get the knowledge from the right source. So from the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, we understand the Vedas, the main 4 branches. So the main authentic teachers or the authorities are mentioned. So Rudra Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, and Kumar Sampradaya, 4 Sampradayas and their prominent teachers. So we are connected to Srila Prabhupada, and through Srila Prabhupada, we are connected to Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. We are connected to that. So we have to accept the knowledge, we have to validate it, the source also. So now, fortunately, that we are connected to Srila Prabhupada. So he, in the name itself, the Bhagavad-gītā, he says Bhagavad-gītā as it is. So he wrote the commentaries, but he never said, he never took the credit of it. Whenever asked, he would himself read it, and he would say, why you are reading it? So he would say that I didn't write it. My spiritual master and Lord Krishna inspired me to write it. So that was more that he never took the credit, and he passed on the credit to the parampara and to Lord Krishna. So that way he never took the credit. So this is a authentic parampara or disciplic succession we are a part of. So the disciplic succession importance, Lord has already said that in the 4.1, 4.2, that this is the way. So this is the way that people in general. So in the 3rd chapter, we saw that Yad Yad Acharati Shrestha, the great person, they whatever they do, the common people follow. And Lord Krishna himself, when he performed pastimes, he whatever role he was doing for that, accordingly he used to do his so-called duties, which does not bind him, but he does that to show people in general. So like that Janaka Maharaj, he had given an example, and then even Arjuna. So Lord is saying you have to follow your prescribed duties, he is mentioning. So the karma aspect he's speaking. Now the jnana aspect he's saying that this knowledge, whatever I'm saying about jnana, about bhakti, about karma, all this knowledge I've already given to sun god, and further the disciplic succession was passed on. But in due course of time, it was all destroyed. The chain was broken. So I am speaking this knowledge again. So in this 4th verse, if we see, Arjuna is asking, hey, Krishna, you have told that you have given this knowledge to sun god, but sun god is senior to you by birth. How should I understand this? So here Arjuna is asking that question with a humble state of mind. He's asking that question that he had a doubt. But he is a great devotee and he knows everything. But here he is representing a common man like us. After 5,000 years, we are reading this and we are trying to understand some logic we may put. So he's clearing all the logics for us so that we can understand. So if we see this, that Arjuna is asking so many questions. First, second, third. First chapter is explaining. Then 2nd onwards he speaks, and then 3rd onwards he asks question. Then in the 10th we see, in the 10th chapter, when after Lord speaks about this Chatusloki Bhagavad-gītā, that he is the source of everything and devotees take pleasure only in pleasing him and talking about him, discussing about him. And when we are so engaged in his service, he gives us the knowledge and he gives us the understanding, he speaks. So that knowledge and the understanding he speaks. And then Arjuna says, oh Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. So in that he says that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not just I am saying, I'm not trying to flatter you, not just I am saying, but all the scriptures say this, they approve, and the authorities approve of this, like Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa, they all approve this. And the acharyas, Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami, Nimbarkacharya, all of them approve this, Madhacharya. They all approve this fact, and now you yourself are telling me this. So you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Arjuna knows that. So Arjuna knows about the scriptures, he knows about the acharyas, he knows everything, but still he is acting at the point of a common man, like for all of us to, when we try to read these, we try to hear, we try to read, we try to understand all this, we should not get misled. So Arjuna is put into such a situation that he's acting like an ordinary person. So Arjuna knew that though Krishna was born as the son of Devaki Maya, but he is the fountainhead of everything and the last word of the transcendence. So he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Arjuna knew it all without any difficulty. He knew it easily that because he was a devotee, he knew this. He was always engaged in the service of the Lord, but he just displayed himself as a ordinary person. So though he is an ordinary person, he showed that he should not disrespect, he should speak gently, humbly. He is asking Lord Krishna, because he has surrendered to Lord Krishna and accepted as a spiritual master. He's asking it in a meek, humble manner. He's asking that. Otherwise, after so many years, when we are reading this, we may get carried away. The theist or atheist, whoever it is, when we read this, we have to understand. So if you have to understand, that is by the mercy of the Lord. So we have to seek the mercy of the Lord and mercy of the devotees. So we stay in the association of devotees, serve the devotees, serve the spiritual master, serve Srila Prabhupada, and serve the Lord ultimately. In that way, we can get the mercy of the Lord. So when we get the mercy of the Lord, we understand this knowledge. If you see in the second chapter, Lord speaks about the Sthita Prajna. So after speaking about the Sthita Prajna, so Arjuna asks, how does he sit? How does he walk? How does he, what is his language? So all that he asks, and then Lord, then the 64, 65 verse, he says that when you try to engage your senses, when we try to engage our senses in the service of the Lord, we try to control them by following the rules and regulations. That is for freedom. That rules and regulations for our own freedom from this body and from this world. When we follow the rules and regulations and control the senses, engage our mind and intelligence in the service of the Lord, we get the knowledge. And when we get that knowledge, we get freed from the threefold miseries. And when that happens, our mind is stable and intelligence is fixed. So then we can feel the so-called happiness what we are searching for. Otherwise, in the next 66 verse, it says, when the intelligence is not proper, it's not steady, then mind is not fixed, then where how can you find peace, or how can you find happiness? So that he says in the 66 verse. So the we said no, the universal peace for all. So understand the Lord. So Arjuna already knew the Lord, but we have to understand the point that he portrayed himself as an ordinary person. So we should not get carried away. But if the Lord comes and stands before us, we should not get carried away and think of him an ordinary person. By the mercy of the Lord, he performs pastimes to attract us back towards him. So thank you, Prabhu Smataji. So we are all on the path of receiving the transcendental knowledge. So we are all coming together daily, taking association, chanting the holy names of the Lord, then reading scriptures. By that, we are attaining the prasada, the mercy of the Lord. So with that mercy of the Lord, we can understand all this. So by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are able to read this in the disciplic succession. And thank you, Prabhu Smataji, for daily joining and inspiring. Please unmute. Let's chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra once, all of us together, please. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Vinayak,
Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Komala Maji, Manjula Maji, Hare Krishna, Nirmala Maji, Siddhi Maji, Hare Krishna, Chetan
Hare
Prabhu, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Pritima Ji, Hare Krishna. Fatima Ji, Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Dandavat Pranam,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees assembled here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much for joining. Thank you, Prabhu.